TF2's engineer has the best weapon selection out of all the 9 classes. Most of his unlocks get use out of them, for better or worse, and most have clear intended purposes. Like the short circuit is a really good offensive denial tool which makes soldiers type furiously in r/TF2 about how engineer is a no fun class that should be deleted in the game. As should scouts, pyros and snipers. Now I think about it, I agree on the sniper part. The Frontier Justice rewards you with crits when you manage to get kills with your sentry, and because of it, it has a lower clip size. The Wrangler rewards you with nearly invincible sentry by pressing 2 on the keyboard. Yeah, Engineer has few dumb unlocks, but at least most of them are usable and have good purpose. Sadly, I can't say the same about these two. Southern Hospitality and Pomson 6000 are Engineer's only weapons that suck. And I mean literally, Pomson 6000 sucks major ass that playing with it is almost as fun as doing rune crafting on fucking RuneScape. I will be looking quickly at both of these weapons and try to find at least some use for them. Spoilers, it won't be much. Southern Hospitality is a simple friends. On hit you cause bleeding on the enemy for 5 seconds. And that's about it for the upsides. Then you have no random critical hits and you have 20% fire damage vulnerability. I mainly use these friends to roleplay as a snapping turtle engineer, and you can guess how well that usually went. I know that Southern has some idea behind it. You swing at the enemy to cause more damage over time, around 105. But here's the question. Why deal that in the span of 5 seconds when you could just deal 195 at random? It's enough to kill 7 out of 9 classes in the game. I honestly just can't justify giving up on random crits for Engineer, because if I even have a chance to ruin that one spy's day, I will happily take that. Speaking of spies, it's mainly used to track them when they're invisible, but due to Cloak's passive effect of reducing time on debuffs. So instead of tracking him for 5 full seconds, you get 2.5. So it's not as effective. And most people agree that the file vulnerability isn't that bad, because you tend to stick closer to dispensers, and thus some pyro setting you on randomly on flames isn't that big of a deal. Well, maybe for the average engineer, but I tend to be really active and not always be close to my dispenser, so for me it's really not that great battle engineer tool, especially when these two exist in the game. Pyro tends to be quite dangerous if you let him close to you, but with this equip you will basically turn into a barbecue dinner. And there is just the problem that the other franchises just have better uses. Eureka has super teleports and ability to teleport to spawn an inactive exit at any time. Jag is really good with building stuff faster, and Stuck doesn't have any downsides added to it. But if you have issues with spies harassing you and there aren't any pyros on the opposite team and you're playing on a server where random crits are disabled, it might be a good choice to go with it. But I can't really say the same for Pomson 6000. I originally bought this Strength Professional Killstreak version to get 1000 kills with it as a video challenge idea. But after like 100 kills I could not take it anymore, so now it sits in my backpack gathering dust. So this weapon doesn't require any ammo, the projectile cannot be deflected, unhit medics lose up to 10% of Uber shards and spies lose up to 20% cloak. And for downsides it only deals 20% damage to buildings. If you just focus on these stats, this gun will be so broken, but it is not. It only deals 60 at its base damage, but it has better consistent damage in longer ranges, so you probably think it's good to just shoot enemies from longer distances. Well, no, because this projectile is low as your granny in a high traffic. It's criminal how bad this weapon feels to use. You also have a reduced clip size of 4, you shoot and reload slower, and the enemy has plenty of time to just avoid your beam. And ironically, the Rescue Rancher isn't meant for combat, yet it has a faster projectile, making it far better to use to nail the enemies. So what is it good for? Well, I don't know. Use it to meme around, or if you want to slightly annoy medics by lowering their Uber before they just swing at you with an Uber shove. So with this video, Engineer only has one objectively bad weapon and slightly mediocre French. And now you can use them effectively as you can. Or you could choose not to use both of them because they're not fun to use, and go with unlocks that won't make you question your choices. Thank you all for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed this topic and subscribe if you enjoyed the engineer stuff, and have a nice day.